Yes. I was just revamping some of the back end of the thing, so I was not sure that would work. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Twitch, welcome to the YouTube, welcome to the gay side of the internet, welcome to Satisfactory, which I started playing on stream a week ago. Was it a week? Something like a week ago. Because I was finally thought, like, you know what, I need to solo stream again, and I always have fun when I do it. I'm just scared to do it before I do it. So I started doing it, and I had a lot of fun when I did it. And today I persuaded myself again to play it. So it is time to make things that break things again, if you will. Oh yeah, I was still running everything on fossil fuels, or actually biomass. But you get what I mean. That is now that I've explained it. So I forget what exactly was. Did I? Oh yeah, yes, that's right. I was here. I did all of the tier 1 and the tier 2 things, and now it's time for tier 3. Ooh, I do like logistics. Do I have all this stuff? I think so. I think I have all of the things that I need to have for this, in the sense of production capabilities. So I'm just gonna say, it looks like there's quite some things happening here. Okay, I think that's a pretty good amount. That might already be... yeah, that's enough. So let's see. Put that in. Then over there, I need a bunch of steel tubes, and I need a bunch of steel plates, or steel rods. Rods? I think it's rods, not tubes. A bunch of steel rods and a bunch of steel plates. Steel, actually, they're iron. Now that we've got all of the linguistics out of the way. Things, the metal things. That will be enough. What, concerning those. And those are rods. Yeah, they're rods. And those are enough. Those are not enough. I mean, the word "not" is very difficult for my brain to understand, apparently. Are the nails going? Just making sure that we're getting enough nailage up in here. Awesome. Okay, didn't get any fall damage. I was like, wait, should I have done that? Okay, it's fine. So we still need more rods, which is just going to be, if I just give it some time, that's automatically gonna accumulate, if we will. And I need some special platey things. Now, I am very much the type of person that will go and, like, get all the stuff together and then go craft these myself manually. But also I love to design the systems, and it's very much better to make the actual systems for it, so I'm not going to be stupid this time. But again, I can't promise that I'm not going to be very, very stupid very, very soon. Actually, I probably best keep all of that. I thought, like, I can help a bit. Maybe that's not smart, because now I still have some iron on me. What was I thinking again? I definitely need more biomass, so I need to get some stuff. Oh, do I have the biomass smartly yet? No, I don't think I do. Because I can... do I? Wait, okay, I am one step away from real smart biomass. Okay, not a lot, so I'm definitely going to need to collect some stuff. I'm going to need to get my brain together, because currently it is running and dancing all over the place in an unorderly fashion, if you will. So, practically, fuel is a thing, which is good because I need to fuel my machines. But in the literal way that or like in the way that that is metaphorical, but that is literally the same as I meant by my metaphor. Fuel is a thing that I need to, keep track of, and I need to make sure that I have plenty of fuel, which is not an issue per se, but it's definitely a point that I should mark on my checklist, my metaphorical checklist. Today's going to be a metaphorical day, isn't it? So I need to make the system that makes the fuel, but I have things that make the fuel for now, but soon I can get more things that make more fuel, that are more good. Interesting. Water. Interesting. Water. I have suddenly been reduced to the words interesting and water. So for now, I have the things that I can do, because I have machines that will automatically make fuel out of leaves and out of wood if I give it to them. Oh,
picking up multiple fix-it personnel in the area. Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Those types of sounds, kind of radio transmissions there. I'm going to be able to show what those are pretty soon. I think I already got one, but then I think I forgot to show that was what was causing it. But they're there's some really creepy things. Ah! Don't attack me. I'm friendly. I never meant to do anything mean to poison. Or toxic gas. Stop attacking me. It's noxious, toxic gas. I come in peace, but apparently you do not. I just want to have lungs. Is that so much to ask? Then again, if you would be able to survive without lungs, that would also be pretty cool. But I don't think that is likely. So I'm gonna just put this in here to process, and this I'm gonna need a little container. Cool. Oh yeah, the mom. I'm going to need to make a mom soon. Well, for reasony reasons. See, now it's a good thing that I didn't put all those iron rods in the thing, because now I still have iron rods. Oh, one too few. Now I still have all of the iron rods to make this thing. I was almost like it was like I was a very smart in the future-ness. Though I'm also almost running out of plates. So now what I can do is I can put this in here. Boom! Look at that. It's rolling. Actually, it's not rolling if it would be roll, but the belt is rolling, and it is becoming within the machine. So now I don't have to manually put all of it in every time that it's empty. I can just sit there and wait. And it's going to make all sorts of biomass. But mainly the same sort. That is biomass. It is unfortunate that the biomass burners don't have an actual, because you can't connect any conveyor belts to the actual thing. Look, it doesn't snap to it anywhere, so you actually have to put all the stuff in there manually. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't do it with other things, by other means either. These are just fully manual. Fully manual. Also, this is... Those are burning through fuel pretty quickly. 10 biomass, 6.76 sats. That's 23 per minute, which is... that is an interesting sort of amount, but not the positive type, not the type of like, yay, it is that. That's an, oh wait, it is that. Yeah. It slightly scares me that is how it is. Okay, so clearly this stuff is just still gonna need a while. I forgot what speed exactly it runs, but it's certainly not the creme de la creme. So what I'm gonna do is, this thing still needs a thing, so I'm gonna give it a thing. Boom. That's cool. Giving things when they need things. What am I? Some kind of a thing giver? Probably. Actually, wait, a more prudent thing is the mum. For now, I'm gonna craft those reinforced iron plates by hand. But for the logistics upgrade, I'm definitely not gonna do that anymore. Was there a... Oh. Don't... Oh. Okay. Great. It teleported away. That is very interesting. I did not know they had that type of technology, but it's nice for the moment anyway. That I'd rather it zip away to nowhere than that it zips itself into my spine, which would be probably quite unfortunate for me if that would happen. So cool. Oops, I didn't mean to take all of that. I meant to take less. I mean, I could do with some more. Anyway, so then I'm gonna need those cables for the mom. I bet that any normal person calls it an MAM. Maybe I should call it an understandable name, and also maybe I should have taken those crews with me that I concluded previously were, you know, like really doing perfectly fine, and were things that I needed, which is why I made the machine, and that if I would take some of the screws with me, that I would have screws with me. Those screws. Maybe I should have taken some of those with me. Ah! Whoop. Whoop. There. All of the screws. Call me Screws McDuck. That was a joke on the house. That was free joke for y'all. See, I do jokes sometimes. I have sometimes a joke. I have an joke at a time when I joking. Joking is my favorite business. Joking make me happy as well as you happy. Because we are all fellow humans. Okay. Actually, should I put it? Maybe I should have put it here. I'm not sure because this is like. I guess I can go around that. Yeah, that's plenty of space. Okay, it was like if I'm gonna block off all of my walking place, all of my walking space, then that'd work. But that is cool. That is perfectly fine. Ooh. I need a things. I need a power slug. I can take that one and that one. Is there anything more that I could do? Because this thing, I'm gonna start researching and I like it, but boom! I have analyzed the hog. That, you get what I mean. The hog has been analyzed, and I could, yeah, I have some berries, and I'm going to pick some of those berries that was the wrong button. I was like, oh my, don't press the wrong button, and then I pressed the wrong button, which was not smart of me. But boom, that's perfect. I should have probably just taken all of them and then done that, and it would have automatically done that. But you know, that would have been the smart way to do it. I don't do things a smart way to do it. Ooh, I like those. Maybe. Structural analysis and the protein inhaler. Now I'm gonna give you a heads up. If you're expecting me to be really good with stuff like food and making sure that I'm always at max health, no. I'm one of those people that forgets that food exists and then just comes back later and like, wait, I could have done food things, and then forgets again for the next time, just in case I need to forget it, you know? So there's a good chance I'm never going to use most of the items, but I'm going to research them anyway for completion's sake. But what I was going to do is I'm going to make some iron plate things so that I can do things with the iron plates. Wait, is that what I'm going to do? Maybe I'm actually thinking of a stupid thing that I'm not supposed to do. Actually, I think I was supposed to do that, yeah. Because I thought of a thing that I was supposed to do also, but I'm not sure that is currently the best thing for me to also do. Currently. If you know what I mean. So insteadly, I'm going to steadily make my way to having a good production. Which is French and Spanish for production. Which is English. Production. See? It's like the English say it. Oh, those English. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it better accessible later. Don't worry, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is always a better day to do things because I can just say tomorrow. See? That works. It's a perfect system. It has never faltered or failed. Is that? No, is it with the power lines? I'm gonna say that's fair. That's like, it's not sticking out above it or anything, is it? So I think that's fair cookies. I mean, that's probably fine enough, right? I'm not supposed that everyone says, oh, don't worry, this is going to be a goodly thing. You are going to have much fun when you do this. We shall not apprehend you. What's the, no, good, words. The words that I was supposed to say. Specifically those words. Rotate. A boom. Now, isn't that just quite sexy? A barouche. And then I put herely a storage containerino. Ooh, good idea, me. I'm not gonna put it like that. I'm gonna put it like this so that I can I have a splitter here because I'm gonna need wait. No, it's in there. It's hello. But he isn't even gonna be able to do anything to me because I'm gonna stand on the crafting bench. Craft bench. Create thing. Create table. The creation table. For all your creations and your tables. Also, these machines are pretty loud. Maybe I should turn those down a bit. Okay. I think I can, what was it again? Oh yeah, now I can do the, I had the perfect page for it before, but then I clicked it away because imagine have a brain, right? Not me, couldn't. Badooge. Now it's going into the crate. The is it a box? I don't know what they call it. A container. I suppose that makes sense because it's, you know, because it very much quite is a container. Anyway, now that we have established what a container is, which, you know, it's a word that everyone uses daily, so I think the world should be very, very thankful of us. Of words. Now, I guess I can already go and say hello, splitter here. Oh, I'm missing cable. Whoops, I miss cable. Badoo. Gladnuden Fouge. I hit my head on the seal. That which seals. Which is both a ceiling and a seal. Both of those kind of fit the description, so practically I'm right. Just in the wrong way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a splitter here. I'm going to need to do some more things about that. I'm going to need to dismantle that. Then put a splitter right here. Wow. And okay. Then I'll put it here. Is that better? Princess Printemps? Princess Spring. I think that's. I think my French is at least that good, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh wait, I'm gonna need to get the assembler before I get. Okay, game. I see how this is gonna be. You're gonna be like this, are you now? Yeah. I figured as much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm going to fly over here and I'm gonna instead do the other thing, which is what I need for doing the thing that I was going to do. See? It all makes sense. I don't know if it's faster jumping like that, but it feels cooler. And feel cool is very cool. Me when cool, really cool. Very, very cool. Like, for real though. think that's... okay, yeah. That is a good amount to take. I should probably make a machine to do that for me. Imagine manual labor. Conveyor splitter. It's French for conveyor splitter. Or conveyor splitter, I suppose. I suppose that. What's words? It's French for something anyway, supposedly. I figure we're gonna throw something like that at me. So what I'm gonna do is this. Boom! I don't know if that's gonna work, but slightly boomish anyway. Oh, wait. Okay, so there is a thing inside there. That's not entirely... Oh. Okay, so things are going on, and those are not things that I wish were going on. But also, look, this might be... Nope. It was not. Is this the goodly one? Boosh? Yeah, look at that. It only took me 1 times 7 attempts to finally get it right. Oh, Lord. Now I don't have enough plates. Oh, and that's not gonna work. Yeah, no, yeah. I figured as much. I need more iron plates. 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 Iron plates now belong to me. So I'm gonna be able to do these. Oh, that looks really bad. But it's fine. This is how physics works, right? I'm gonna let that slide. Instead, I am going to make a constructor, for which I need more, you guessed it, plates. I need a bunch more plates. Maybe I just need to become a plate so that I can find out how to optimize being alive in this game. Because plates are really... You know, aren't they kind of everything? At least everything that's giving me problems. See? The clacouche. Sometimes I feel like the way that I am in a speaking way, in how my brain does conversation with myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost like 2 twins that have exactly the same voice and the same way of speaking in every way, but they never entirely understand each other. And it's like one of them is saying something. It's like, I mean, this is my twin. They think exactly the same as me, so naturally they're gonna understand, right? And the other is, I have no clue what you just said, but it sounds funny. I think that's a pretty good way to describe me. I think that's probably how my brain works on the inside. I like the thought that there are just tiny people running around my brain, and in normal people's brain it's like, you know, just people walking around and doing things, and sometimes something goes wrong, but still, you know, they deal with it, they live with it, everything is just cool. And then in my head there's like cows on fire, and a bomb, probably a bomb, probably a lot of bombs. Like not in a bad way. It's not like No one's like, ha, bomb. It just boom. Just boom. In that sense, you know? That sort of a way. So not bad. Yeah, practically, I think you're picking down what I'm getting up here. Storage container. So I guess. Oh, I forgot to actually make it know a thing, and it doesn't know where pull. No pull. Pollless. Which is sad, because polls are very nice people. Probably. I don't know, I've never actually spoken to a poll, have I? Have I? I don't know if I've ever spoken to a poll. But they're probably really cool people. There's some really cool Polish people. I believe... Is it Marie Curie? Wasn't she Polish? I don't know, maybe not. Because it's like... It was like everyone thinks she's French, but actually she was Polish. Something like that. I don't remember. I'm going to look it up now. Yeah, born in Warsaw, in the Poland. See, that's a cool Polish person. What do you mean, biding for time? You're biding for time. I wasn't. Why did I accuse myself of biding for time when I was not actually biding for time? I was just getting distracted. I am quite a character. Sometimes. Oh, wait. Rock climber. I have finded unslug. That is very interesting. Also, I've been, I am a stupid. I can just do that. See? Boom. I wonder if it's gonna clip through the wall. I don't think, yeah, these walls are pretty thick. So it wouldn't. Okay, so do I have enough plates? No. I have a less plate production than I would have hoped. Why is that using less? Is that just because that's 1 per 1, and that's 3 per 2. But this is 30, and this is 15. Oh wow. So this just makes fewer? Makes 15, whereas this one makes 20. Does this one... I guess it doesn't have enough iron, which is an ungood. The goodest of the goods would be if it would have plenty. So this one... I could speed up this one to speed up the rest as well. So if I could... Or I can merge that with it, because there are two things that are doing things. I can move this, and then... Actually, is that going to connect properly? That's a merger. That's supposed to be a merger. Okay, so I'm gonna put a merger here. And I'm gonna say Balouge. Which is not actually French for anything. That is just a weird exclamation that I just did, perhaps for the first time in my life. And I don't know why I did it, but I did it. So my enemies are certainly doing things out there. I think I should probably remember this time to turn down the machines a bit. Volume. Turn that down a bit. Factory down. Ambient? Background, no. I guess it wouldn't consider that. Also, just in case anyone is, I'm just gonna turn that on. But I guess that's good. You know, just turn down a few things a bit. So now I am still audible, I hope. Yeah, this is gonna merge into a nice lane. So that there's gonna be more iron available here. Practically this line is still gonna... Whoop. Hello there. Practically this line is still gonna be full, which is fine. And then this line is going to be more full than it was before. So, cool things. Good stuff. Do I have enough? I don't have enough plates yet. I guess I should just... Wait. Those are enough plates. I just don't count well. And... Oh. Yeah, no, that I thought that was 49, which would not have been sufficient. Maybe I still had some in my inventory or something. Oh. Wow, that was not a good jump. I was like, I'm gonna do something really cool right now, and then I didn't do something really cool. Then again, I feel like people are used to that sort of stuff. For me, wouldn't be the first time. Cables, all of the cables, and all of the plates. So I'm just gonna need more cables, which are currently being produced. Not at the fastest, most expedient pace I've ever seen, but still at a pace. And on the side, I am going to... is there any more things in the MAM that I can do? Like, because I believe there was like berries or something. There's... I don't know if that's gonna do anything useful for me, but you know, I can always see, because I believe nuts are pretty, you know, nuts are pretty, what's the word? Not scarce, but not superfluous, but plentiful, I suppose. Plentiful could be a way to describe... Oh, there is a bush. Let's see, it looks like it's gonna give me 5, and it is gonna give me 5. That's pretty nice of it. If I would have only given me like 2, I would have been ever so slightly salty, which is good because salted nuts are very good. Like, they taste good, according to people. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I like them. I'm not sure when I've last had salted nuts, but I certainly don't remember them. Oh, that's right. Natch. A boom. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I guess I don't need either of those, do I? That is stuff that I'm not gonna unlock for a bit yet. Overclock production. That's some cool stuff, and I need this slug thing for that, because I'm gonna get a slug thing for each slug that I do. Do I have enough stuff for a... Oh, I do. I'm gonna get me a slug. It's like the moment in a movie when there's like, you know, there's like the 2 or 3 people that realize, like, oh, this is gonna be what we need to do to, you know, reach our goal. I was like, pull your trousers up, boys. We are getting ourselves a slug. I think that's how they do it in the movies. Definitely something about trousers. Oh, that is certainly not high enough. I think... Can I just... I think I'm going to do this the long way around. By which I mean I'm going to see if I can get onto that mountain and then get the slug from the other side. Which is an excellent song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But not literal ones. That would be a very specific type of song. I guess specific is a word for it. If there would have been literal Chili Peppers. Oh, Lord. It's probably fuel. Run out of fuel. Or maybe the machine has run out of fuel, but... You know... Tomato, tomato. Something has run out of fuel anyway. Or, well, maybe it hasn't, but probably it has. In fact, I hope something has run out of fuel, because I dread to think what other types of things might have gone wrong. You know, like too many machines active at a time. Even, you know, while this is kind of an optimal sort of speed that I wish everything could keep operating at permanently for now. I'm gonna be so happy when I can finally afford more machines running at a time without constantly having to biofuel them. That is going to be the Platinum Age. I don't know if I haven't been naming the ages so far, so I just assumed, you know, just in case this was already the Golden Age. You wouldn't want the Golden Age, but people never use Platinum or Diamond for ages, so you're, you know, if I say this is going to be a Platinum Age, no one's going to have already used that. But of course, Platinum is a really cool material, because it's, well, practically it's a noble metal. Or is that the word? My brain... No, they're noble gases, they're the other thing, metals. But practically it doesn't erode quickly. So it's pretty cool. See? Science. A science! That's right, I can put that in there. Bada boom. Oh wait, if there's... I still don't want too many leaves, because then they're going to... That is very right, me. Yeah, I figured this one wasn't gonna have the fuel on it, because that was the one that was running the fastest, the hardest, the most. The bicycle. A previously nondescript bicycle. For no apparent reason. Yeah, that's right. So I am going to make myself a power... That's not the right place. A power shard. As we would say in the Netherlands. A bouwschacht. Boom. Look at that. The analysis of overclock production is completed. Please choose a new node in the tree to begin a new analysis. Buildings can now be overclocked with the use of power shards. Ooh. Which unlocks this funky little thing. And practically I can use that for a few more things as well. Because as you see, this machine has a few stats here. It sees how much stuff it uses, how much electricity. It sees how long it takes to do one recipe. And it says here that it's only actually active 70% of the time, 18%. It kind of takes like an average sort of thing. Which is because the biomass here isn't running out fast enough. It's like it's taking its time. So this, you know, the stack is too full. It can't actually add more biomass onto it, which is what it's trying to do. by crafting it. So what I can do is I can say like 30%, something like that. I don't know. It's not. This machine doesn't need to be super fast, but practically now I can say, hey, you're just gonna, you're not gonna go too fast, which decreases its fuel usage. I just see suddenly 0.8 megawatts while it's active, which means that the peaks are gonna be less high and all that. There's a lot of things. This game makes a lot of things be things, and I, for one, love it. Let's see, this one is... Yeah, I figured this one wouldn't be active all the time. Since there's just been a power outage, I cannot really assume that there's too many things about machines that are entirely telling me, the most accurate of their numbers. Because they've just been out for a while, during which they have had zero production. But still, I can definitely tweak down some numbers. I can definitely, as the kids say, be tweaking. So that's, that's doing whatever its job is. I should check how many cables. Oh, I did already check how many cables. That's not the right place. Boom. That was. Not only did it take me 2 attempts to actually click it in, I also did another thing where I did the thing wrong. So the presentation was not optimal. But I tried. So you can't fault me. However hard you try, can't fault me for trying. So the cables are going to do their thing. I think here... ooh. If I get that little bowl of stuff, which I can make with hog stuff... But do I really want to kill all the animals? Because it is kind of mean to do that. I could unlock the ability to scan for power slugs. That would be pretty productive. I mean, I guess I'm probably also like, stealing those from their habitat and then mashing them into a stew to actually turn them into the power shards. Which is also kind of gruesome. But you don't see it on screen, so I feel less bad about it, which is a really disconjuncted way in which the brain works. But it is how your brain thinks about it. I might need to think about my morals after this, but for now I'm just going to say the power slugs are fine. Because they're such a crucial thing to the game. Because you need to use them to overclock. And of course, because they're not, they're not real life slugs, so it makes it less of a horrible thing. Yeah, I was gonna research the power thing. This one, boom! Look at that. Like, oh yeah. Boom. Also, I still need to make a scanner. Oh, my ages-old enemy. 4 reinforced iron plates. 2, 3, 4. Like, wow, I just did that. I didn't even think about it. It was just a reaction. Anyway, power slugs. Oh, there's actually one decently nearby. I'm going to show you how this thing works, right? I need to aim it in the right direction. Is that in the middle of the poison field? by any chance? Because that would be unfortunate for my legs and my lungs. And kind of everything that's attached to them. Oh, yeah, no, that's... Yeah, on the left top of my screen, I think you can see that appears to be a slugaloid. Which is not... Ah! I got too close. And then I got burned. I think for now, the gas is too dangerous to interact with yet. Or at least, you know, go in. Then again, I do really, really want to try. Because I've not been paying attention to how much the gas hurts me. And my little lungy wungies. Oh, that's actually much less fast than I thought it would. Okay, I guess it just still had some damage from earlier then. But hasn't restored yet. But it's still probably not a good idea to try and just wing it. Wing it. I'm just gonna not do that. Therefore. Yeah. I died. But maybe there's other power slugs around. Maybe there's some in this direction. Oh, see? Cool. So practically, I'm looking in the direction. Oh, yeah. And then the closer I am, the more it beeps, the bigger the bar. The bottom of the thing is going to be... And the things happen. Okay. I am in a slightly compromised position in terms of safety, but if I was concerned about safety, I'd have read the manual before I came here. I don't know if there was a manual. I probably just threw it away when right out of the packing. The manual of being on an alien world. Yeah, maybe there wasn't a manual. Maybe I did just make the concept of a manual of being on an alien world up. But at least it made sense for a few seconds. Ooh, a lot of concrete. I have a lot of concrete evidence that my machines are working. I love how well that one came together. It's still not a good joke, but at least it actually worked. Like, I mean, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna explain it accidentally. I am known to sometimes explain my jokes when I really, really shouldn't. So I'm just not gonna do that. Even though I suppose all of the stuff that I've said about it now could still count as, you know, as bad as explaining it. So I'm gonna stop that as well now. I'm kind of just not about that anymore. I'm gonna collect some green and brown things. Like the band Green Day. And a dog. Some dogs are brown. I just had like a 2-second brain freeze, and I was almost gonna spot that some dogs are green. But with just a little bit of thinking and just a little bit of the ability to not say something really, really stupid, which is not always an ability that I can muster, I managed to say something that was... Oh, I got the slug. Okay, cool. I got the slug anyway. You... Actually, I guess this boy is brown, so I don't know why I started about dogs. There is evidence right about to be inside of my spine that is to the contrary to that of the idea that dogs are the most prominent thing in this universe. Especially aided by the fact that I don't think there are any dogs in this universe. So, I got some leaves. I got some twigs. Bro has a bit of a headache. Oh, no. That is not nice. I thought, like, I can leave my spine unguarded for just 3 seconds. I swear, I am not going to get no longer the ability to stand up straight. And then you unswore it. You enabled me to straight. That is... like, as much as, you know, gay is cool, you need to have the ability to also be straight if you want to. There's no one that can decide that for you. So just, you know, don't take away my ability to be straight, even if I am gay. Because it's not my problem that you don't like it. Like, up until that point, it was a beautiful speech. Everyone was coming over from, like, 3 towns down to listen to me speech. Then it kind of fell apart at the end. You know, like, cut that part off, like, you know, like, you know, so that people don't think, like, oh, well, actually, it's stupid. You know, people think, like, ooh, wow, smart. You know, that would be perhaps the most effective approach here, if you will. You know, we'll fix it in post. That phrase still around? I think it is, right? We'll just use that phrase on him. What was I doing things for again? I was doing things for a thing, but I forget what thing it was that I was doing things for. At least I think so. How in life can we really know things much better than that we think? Because if, you know, we think that we know what we speak, but what if what we speak means not what we speak? Yeah. That's the question I would like to ask you today. I'm just gonna fill them up. Boom. Look at all that biomass. And I practically just need a few more cables. Cables. A 6th cable. That is literally more than 2. I don't even like wow. Is there more cables? They're taking their time, aren't they? Why are they shaped like that? Like, it's like that's just the type of thing that is all with like electrical things. They're just shaped like that. But I don't know why. I've never... Is it so that, like, you can wrap electrical wires between the little... Or is it, like, kind of just a shape that, like... Because for a lamp, you might understand, like, you know, like, if you have it like that, then there's, like, a protective thing. But there's also plenty of light that can still come through the rest of it. Or if it's a heating thing, it's just more surface, but... Why is it like that for electrical things? I don't know. Is it even like that? Maybe it's just a thing that's from movies and video games.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note,
Yeah.
project parts are too
Did I
complex
make
to
the space
produce by
elevator
hand.
yet? I did, right? Did I make the space elevator? I don't know for sure. Nope. Objective: build the space elevator. I guess before I'm gonna make the space elevator, I'm still gonna make a few more things because I don't think the space elevator is the first. Okay, so I need it in some time, but not yet. Oh, I can do this one as well. Because, like, this is, I needed that for the assembler currently. But this one is going to be useful. And this one's going to be useful. I think maybe, I guess because I can almost already do this one, I should do this one. Because it has some really cool stuff. And, I mean, you know, frankly, any sane person is going to love the sort of stuff that it has. And I'm probably going to mess around a lot with the things that it has. But, you know, that's for soon. First, I'm going to make things do things here. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to use the things that I'm going to do. Because there's one thing that I really want. There's one thing that you cannot dissuade me from absolute love of. So I'm going to take these tubes. I need a few more. Actually, they're not tubes. Would you say that the tube needs to be hollow to be a tube? Like, is that in the definition of a tube, or is that just one of the usages of a tube? I'm not sure. I'm also not sure that it's very important. But, you know, on the other hand, it could decide whether or not when I'm... That was like a real-time scared reaction moment. Me reacting, Alice reacting to wah. Alice reacting to scary moment. I like the little brackets. It's scary. So. Parentheses, that's the word. It's a word that I didn't know I was looking for. But when I found it, I realized, hey, this is the thing I should have been looking for. I feel like that's one of those types of things that, you know, one of those types of things that every human can relate to in a certain capacity. Oh yeah, beacons. I believe they're not a thing yet. Or not a thing yet, or not. You know, there's limited usefulness in getting them anyway. Okay, cool. I guess I'm just gonna put some biomass in here because I'm slowly, very slowly starting to run out of space. As in, I'm approaching the point where I am going to need to do things to make sure I have enough space. I just picked up a bit more wood. Do I have a leaf? Yeah, I have a few leaves as well. Boom, look at that production. Okay, cool. Which is what ice cream is. Though you can debate that perhaps it's still ice cream if it's not, you know, fridulated anymore. If it is no longer cold, is it still ice cream? Some people will definitely argue it still is, and some people will argue it isn't, and all of that sort of stuff. Practically, I think there's plenty of people that will want to break their brains over that. I don't think I need to be the one to do that today. I'm not sure I'm very passionate on it. I think I'm very passionate instead about Productive Packer Deluxe. Listen to those tunes. Oh, I was really hoping that was gonna be really awesome, but then it wasn't, and I didn't have anything to put in there. But for just a short while, it was pretty awesome. I'm missing the whole thing landing, aren't I? Well, I made my decision, and while I made it wrong, I have made it. That's a legendary quote. There's a lot of people that could use that quote very well. A lot of people in the world. I mean, there are a lot of people in the world in general. Boom. And a boom. Boom. Arg. Now that's so useless. Yeah. I'm coming, I'm not coming. As in, like, that sounded like I meant a different thing by it than that I meant. It just meant I am not becoming more proximate. I am not decreasing the distance between myself and whatever it is that I speak to. That is what I really wanted to convey with those words that I spoke. But it was not what it sounded like, I'm gonna admit that much. Okay. So now for this milestone, I'm gonna need the rods, which up. I probably should just get some more iron from here. There's plenty of iron in there. And then make a few more rods of my own. If you know what I mean. Which I think you probably do know what I mean. Because it's, you know, it's quite literally what I just said. So I think you should probably understand what I mean. I heard someone talk about that the other day, that is one of the most commonly used words in human languages. And it really does put certain things in perspective. In a confusing sort of perspective that isn't instantly clear.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are
Dear
parts,
Lord, you have a lot
walls,
to say.
factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
So they say they are developing new things. I figure that's, you know, kind of just like a, you know, that's like a wink, a nudge to the, you know, the fact that they're still developing on the game. So like slowly there's still going to be more and more things in the shop, in, you know, the sense that they're going to update the game, and then there's going to be more. But it might also be that they have like, that there's new things that you unlock with like new levels. Though I guess probably they just mean the update things. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it anyway. By any real smart human standards. That's good. You could say I have a nail loose. But like a hammer nail. As in the nail that's in the top of a hammer to make sure that the head doesn't fly off the handle. That type of nail. You know? But yeah, there's definitely one thing in the thing that I'm about to unlock that I'm really gonna work my way toward. And I think practically if you see the stuff in the shop, you're not gonna be surprised. Oh wait, that's right. That's how it works. You know, like if you see it, you happen to like catch a glimpse of all of the things. I think you're gonna. I think there's a decent chance you're gonna know what it is that I would like to unlock. Okay, good to know. Very good to know. I also like that. All of it's very cool. There's some real cool stuff in here. And here's just stuff if you have a lot of tokens, a lot of coupons, you can do that there. So now the next thing I need for that thing is the sink. I still need to. Okay. I need the sink, and the sink is really cool. It's both gonna help me get rid of things that I don't want. Certain things. There's a few things that don't actually work, but most things. And it's gonna help me get stuff that I do want, which are cool things, because else I wouldn't want them. I would say, keep those things. I am going to use these materials that I would otherwise throw away, despite the fact that I can't actually use them, but I just want to spite you. That's what I would say, you know, in the case. But that's not what I'm gonna say, because there's some really cool things. I'm glad you got that. Did you make notes? I think I'm gonna have a test on that in 5 minutes. Unless I forget, of course, which is 99.9% likely to happen. But just in case that's 0.01? I think it was 0.1. I forget what percentage I said. But, you know, just in case that percentage. Make sure you know this stuff. Okay, so I need 15 reinforced. I still haven't started making the reinforced plates thing. I should be making the reinforced plate thing. Because I should be making a thing here that makes reinforced plates. Because I've unlocked the thing that I need for that. But I need reinforced plates for it. Wow. That is awfully specific. That is a very interesting thing of happening, which I not expected to happen. That sentence started falling apart, and then I thought, you know what, let's turn that into a joke, and I really hoped it worked, and that I didn't just accidentally explain that I'm really stupid. Anyway, now that I've divulged my evil plan, let's see if I can. Okay. What was it? 4 rotors? I think we needed 4 rotors. I can always just do the thing that I have been doing so far in every instance and moment, but there we go. But then again, those do start to metal up at that point. That's right. Okay. I think I'm gonna put that. It's an interesting dilemma. I guess I could put it here and then storage container here. But the question is that I think that's gonna no. Oh, that works very well. And then I have to rotate it like this because I almost made it stupid. Whoop! I was stupid though. I fouled I have fallen. But in the process of doing so, I have retained the ability to get up. Boom. I know that the power network and like where things are connected makes little to no to less than no sense by this point, but also it's probably fine. That's the nice thing, because I'm the one doing these things. I can say it's probably fine, and then it probably is. I was not supposed to fall there. I did not reach over there. I didn't have enough space. That was a cool jump. I was like a ninja. Oh yeah. So that's, I'm gonna call that imperfect, but if I put the sticker on progress on here, right? If I call this in progress, maybe like you know, maybe if I call it fashion, do you think this little thing extending there, you know, does that make it acceptable? Does that make it make sense? I like to think that's good enough. Now, this is... I advise you to just close your eyes and not look at what's going on here, because it's gonna make looking, you know, it's gonna make proving what I'm doing here much easier. See, this is very good. This might not be very good. This might be a thing that, you know, isn't very good. But this is very good, because look at those nails are, all the nails are going in and all the plates are going in, and I am automatically producing reinforced iron plates. So this part doesn't matter. Shut your lips together if you're going to say anything about that, because it's probably perfectly fine. I'm really hoping that it's perfectly fine. So the production seems to be staying royally underneath the capacity, which makes me happy. It creates happiness within my soul, you know, as it were. So practically, I'm going to take that very well produced sort of situation, and you know, I'm gonna look at this beautiful thing while I take a tactically placed pee break. So I'm going to be right back. Boom! I'm suddenly back. Wow. Houdini. Houdini things. I'm beaten. I beat Houdini. Yeah. 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 Something like that. Something like that anyway. Okay, so it's produced 5. It's not as fast as I might hope. But maybe I should just hope less. See, it's all about adjusting expectations. At least that's what people say in motivational quotes. Which sounds like an odd type of thing, because in a motivational quote, aren't you trying to make people, aren't you trying to tell people that actually, they're allowed to expect more? It feels kind of backwards. But, I mean, if they say it, it's sure to be true, right? Because motivational quotes are not there to help you in your live, but they're there to be the most scientifically accurate that they possibly could be, which very much deserves the disclaimer. No, but they're trying to help. They're doing their best, and they can help. So I'm not saying that I don't like the people that make motivational quotes or anything. I am, however, saying that motivational quotes aren't there to be accurate necessarily in like all of their scientific facts, but they are there to make people happy, which is a good thing, because happy people are good, at least most of the time. So what was I doing again? I'm sure I was doing something before I started not doing anything anymore, but I guess I can look at this stuff again, because those are... Maybe I do just need to do this for structural analysis. I'm not sure what entirely that entails. Like, I understand what the idea of... what I understand multiple things that can be the idea of the structural analysis, but I'm not sure which of those it might be, and exactly in which form that would, apply. So practically, there's a lot of questions, and a lot of marks as well. All of them are called mark. There is no release from the mark. Every is mark. That sounds like some kind of a hypnotize. Hypnotize. It sound like I hypnotize, which is not me try. I don't try and hypnotize. I try and give you accurate information about marks. Disclaimer: not accurate information about marks. Hello there. I would very much like it if you would take that statement back, sir. I think you are being more aggressive than the situation necessarily calls for. Oh, I guess he is causing trouble in it. I don't know, I don't want to be cruel, though. I don't want to get him just because I get research. But also, I would like to have the research, and it is supposed to be a game mechanic. I am caught in a dilemma of epically stupid proportions. Which, I mean, not gonna lie, if there is anything that fits me, surely it is epically stupid. So, I'm gonna think about that one. I keep forgetting that but not constantly. I don't forget it every single time. I just forget it about like 70% of the times that I can't go along the right or along the left. And then like also some of the time I happen to end up in the right way. Wait, I need to make this sync. Do I need to make this sync here though? Maybe that's a better place to make this sync. No, actually, this is a better place to make this sync because this is like a place where I have all various sorts of things, and that's a place where I can just have things. So I should see if I can... you know, it's not all that slow for the current pace of things. It's not... You know, it has a decent production speed. It's just that I'm, you know, not sure that's going to be enough for the future. Also, it seems like the plates are actually a problem in that. Practically, something that I very much, you know, think about this game is you need to make enough stuff. And you know, the people of the developers have definitely seem to have done their best to do that, to make enough stuff to distract yourself, so that you're not constantly doing things, you know, like just waiting for things. Because, I mean, on the one hand, you could say like, I'm going to make sure that the players are always doing technical things, and you know, they never get a break or anything. They're practically just doing as many technical things as they can, and some of them will be useless because they're kind of just for filling up time. Or you can say, I'm gonna give the users the ability to do cool things with their time as well, in case they want to. And you know, whenever they need to wait for machines, that's gonna be a way that they can, you know, just do fun things. So I don't think they've made a bad decision there. I don't know if they've made the best decision, but you know, it's simply that. It's not thinking they've made a bad decision. That is, I have, however, made a bad decision. That was not a place in which that was supposed to fit. Which sounds, you know, it sounds like, as it were, metaphorically, one of the things that a person often referred to as she, who is hypothetical, would have said. But that is slightly, ever so slightly, ever so tinily beside the... Oh, I need to alternate more biological matter. Wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, Lord. I don't like the fact that that is how that make me not the happy. The unhappy, the not happy is what that creates in me. Do you have any idea how this makes me feel? That. I am just gonna make some more bio burners because I want to. Because I personally want to do it. I'm not doing it as a coping mechanism. I'm just doing it because I want to. Okay, now get off my back. I'm gonna drown in them. I'm a 700. I'm going to burn 700 bios, but not as in people's bios on like social media. That sounds like a really horrible thing to do, because you know they've worked on those bios. You don't want to. But on the other hand, I am going to make bio burners, which will burn things that are bio, but a different type of bio. So practically, practically that whole part of what I was saying is kind of useless because has very little to do with anything. Yeah. But I guess if I put down more biomass burners, every separate one will also need to do less, so they're gonna take, you know, I have more storage for actively using biomass. So, you know, all of biomass, the 5 different burners, can now be active biomass at the same time, despite the fact that that's a lot of biomass. So, in a certain way, I guess that's an improvement, isn't it? But of course, it also means that I have to refill more things. It's kind of it's a yes and a no thing. But I'm going to, you know, be happy about the yes. I'm not going to sulk about the no. I did just use 10 pipes that I might have wanted to use for the thing that I was going to use them for, which would have been perhaps even smarter than using them for the things that wasn't imminently the thing that I needed to use them for. But what I'm going to do is do this. Ooh, look at that. Look at that system. Like, boom. So, practically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this thing can do. I have concrete, and it's going to do the concrete. It's going to take the concrete out of there, and it's going to concrete the concrete in here. And I am getting points, which is going to give me coupons, which is going to allow me to rule the world, by which I mean I'm going to get things from that little store there with those coupons. I am practically going to be the most mighty creature in the whole of creation. But that's beside the point. The point being the real goal of my doing this. Like, you know, being the Lord and Lady and Master of the whole universe. It's fun and all, but it's not the funnest. It's medium fun. I am going for, like, big time fun. I am going for the excellent. I'm going for one of those situations where you look back and you think, you know what? That's a specific situation that I explicitly remember, and it was fun. One of them's, yeah. One of those types of fun times. I'm also going to see if I have enough, not tubes, they're rods, because there is definitely a difference between tubes and rods, isn't there? So I have seen if I have enough rods, and I didn't have enough rods, but I am producing. I am constantly procuring more rods through my methods of creation. I am practically calling them into life by means of industrialization. 'Cause I mean, come on. Did you really think that there would just be 2 little pools of iron ore in the floor, and you'd be able to get all of this iron out of those 2 little pools of iron ore? Yeah. No, I didn't think that you would think that. Because that doesn't seem realistic. That would need to be a really, really deep vein of iron ore. Which I don't know, maybe it actually is that, but I don't think so. So, practically, I'm doing dark magic. I'm like a magician. I'm a magician. I'm a magicus. A magica. A magicum. Or, you know, something along those lines. Anyway. I magic. Look. This is magic. This is it's the project of magic, and that magic is called science. Because you didn't really think that I would make all of this stuff. If I had magic, I would just, I don't know. I'd probably, instead of making these things, I would make a game in which I could do these things. Because secretly, this isn't a game. Satisfactory isn't a game. Satisfactory is real life. And in Satisfactory, the main character is running around and imagining our world. Anyway, now that I've confused you beyond reason and for no apparent reason, let's go on. Because at this point, perhaps not everyone is trying to understand, let alone actually understanding what I mean by any of the words that are flowing out of my gullet, as it were. But practically, I'm gonna make the little shop. I'm going to buy the things in the shop because there's cool things in the shop. That's what the whole story comes down to. Boom, look at that. 3 printable coupons. That is at least 3. I was almost gonna say at least 4. But then I realized that's not how numbers work. So just in case I was the stupid one, I thought like, not gonna say that. Just in case, because I'm probably not stupid. I'm probably really smart. I mean, look at this. Literally iron rods. Not anyone can make iron rods, but I can. Despite the fact that I am one of the answers to the question anyone. In the sense wherein anyone is a question. Man, my brain is all over the place today, isn't it? I have said a lot of things, and all of them have, in a certain sense, made sense. At least most of them. But it's probably quite difficult to follow. By the way, am I actually right in that they... Wow. Okay, actually they... I think they use more than I thought they... I think maybe this isn't actually... You know, they might be using more than they actually get the power from. Are they? I wondered. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient thing that I could be doing, but on the other hand, I'm also not sure that it's not. Checkmate. That is one of the weakest arguments that I've ever heard, but it sounds slightly sensible. Ever so slightly. Now there's a lot of biofuel, and yet in perspective it is not that much biofuel, is it? It seems like it just might not be enough biofuel for a long time. Which is a thought that I dread. Because, I mean, it's supposed to last me a while. I was plucking it out, I was thinking, like, you know what, if I get all of this, you know, that'll be good for a while. I won't need to get more biofuel for some time. But I'm not so sure that that is accurate to how it all works. I'm not so sure that I actually don't need much more biofuel because, well, I mean, there's a lot of it being used. So, all in all, I'm not sure this is as efficient as I hoped it might be. I might need to make some batteries, but I don't think I have those yet. I don't think do I discover those here? I don't know if I do. I also don't know if I can... Yeah, no, I can't see any of those yet. It's not in there. Well, that's not... Practically, that's unlike my favorite. it is in fact so far away from my favorite that I think it's safe to say not the thing which I favor. I think it's not a good thing, the fact that I haven't unlocked and the ability to make batteries yet. I think if I would have been able to do that, that would have perhaps been more in my favor than that this actual situation is. Which means that unhappy me. But that's beside the point anyway. I've said that's beside the point at least 10 times today, haven't I? I think I've said it more than, I don't know what I would have said it more than, but at least, you know, more, maybe like more than how many times you would want to hear it. At least more times than you would hope to need to hear it. So, if I want to get those coupons, I am going to need to keep this thing a bit stocked, which means that I'm going to need to, you know, probably give up some production value, unless I'm generating like a lot of stuff here. I guess I can take some of that. That is a lot more copper than I'm going to need for a while, which of course is, you know, the way for the universe to decide, oh, copper shortage soon. Because, you know, if it wouldn't have said that, the universe would have been, it's fine. But now the universe is on a mission. Oh, I can keep some water in my inventory. Did I have anything? No, I think that was the thing that I was going to put in there, wasn't it? Let me sort this out a bit better. I think this is perhaps a good thing. Is it? I suppose it is probably something like that. Cool. And then I can look at these things, because I mean, they're not producing at their capacity. These ones are. Maybe these are just not as. Yeah. These are just not as. Like, these two are just not as powerful as these three are. The actual separate ones. Which means that they always seem to run at their max capacity rather than at, you know, whatever is needed. So I can. Okay, maybe that's a bit. I don't like that sort of a thing. Yeah, that is pretty accurate to the max consumption, so that seems like a thing that would be good. But I am probably going to forget to do that whenever I build new things, so there's a good chance that I'm actually going to make bioburners that I don't need in a while, because I forget that I did that, because I forget that they do things that they don't necessarily need to do, and that would be better for me if they wouldn't do, but they don't now, probably because of the things that they're supposed to do. But, you know, on the other hand, it saves some power now. So, I'm gonna make sure those are all filled up. Let's see. Okay, it's gotten to the wires again. 4 coupons, not horrible, not horrible. Also, by the way, the amount of points you need for a coupon scales with the amount of coupons that you had. So eventually those coupons are going to be really expensive. Which means that for now, I kind of want to make sure that I get all of the things that I really want to have. Because if I would do the things that I don't want to have, but that I just want to have for completion, and then do the things that I actually want to have, it's going to take really long to get the things that I really do want. So I'm just, you know, trying to make sure that that is the right way. Okay. This is taking some time, more time than I wish it would take. Practically, if you think this is everything this is slow, then, well, I mean, I've only been going in total in this world for about 2 hours, no, 4 hours, I mean, and, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have done much more in these 4 hours than I did the first time I made a world in this game. Which is the only world that I've ever made before this. So, you know, practically it's much better now than it used to be. It's much better. Also, some of these models are interestingly polygonal. Interestingly polygonal. Which I suppose they just do for performance reasons or something. Maybe I have my performance stuff low. It's interesting anyway, it's not a problem. But it is funny to see. Oh, those things are fading out of existence for short seconds. Yep. Half the frame disappears. But not all of the textures on the frames disappear. Look, there's on this beam, right? If you look, the texture on it is, you know, a 2D texture that doesn't disappear when the bar does. That's funny. That's one of the really funny things to see. Yeah, I did not realize that was a separate texture. Interesting. Anyway, maybe I should manually take some of the nails and some of the plates and just have at it, support my machine in its makingness. Because I sure have plenty of other things to get distracted about. But I wonder if everyone watching thinks that's as interesting as I do. And I think the answer is probably no. I guess I'm going to take all of those, because this is an overflowing line anyway, so it's not going to hamper production speed. Unless it's only overflowing because it was not overflowing before. And it's just, you know, it's just buffer. It just has a buffer, but practically I'm going to hope that that's not the case. I'm going to hope that I've done it really, really well and that there is plenty of that stuff to go around. On the other hand, I don't know if that's the case, so maybe it's gonna run dry in a while, but then again, that's not a big problem. It's just gonna be a bit slower, which it already is apparently slower than what it could be, which could mean that I would overclock it, but I don't think that's a good idea considering
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts
Keep
are
forgetting
now
it's just gonna
accessible.
speak.
To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Am I slightly intentionally stupid? Oh, yeah. They are made with the more difficult thing, which is normally fine, but also, in this case, I have only just realized that I'm kind of very stupid in the sense that there are things that aren't. The production isn't super high yet, so. Well. Well. So I guess that wasn't as useful as I thought. And again, that's not a huge problem, that's just a slight problem. A problem of incomplete size, I suppose. Size, intensity. Now I would like this one because that's also gonna have some good things. Big bird in the sky. But also a sort of a manta ray. I'm not sure if you should call it a bird. I'm also not sure if it would think the term bird is offensive. So practically, I'm just going to shut my nose. At least for now. I'm probably going to say plenty more things about it as soon as I forget to shut my nose. Which is every 7 seconds of my life, isn't it? But, and the other seconds, I'll not saying anything. So, I'm here for the screws. That's right, I'm here for the screws. How many screws do I... Oh, I actually have verily plenty of screwsness. So I don't need the screws in that capacity. I need the screws for... Or like, I need the screws, but I do need them in that capacity. I just don't need more screws than I was already having. See? Might take a while, but eventually I get there. Eventually I say a thing. I'm like Eminem saying all them words, but just a little much slower. Or like conveying information much less fast. Like, because I mean, if you would be like in a, imagine being in like a TV show where you have to like tell each other stuff and communicate well with Eminem. That would be madness. All those words in just a few seconds. I don't know if anyone else is following me anymore, but I am following me. Which doesn't say much, actually. That says extremely little. Yeah, I shouldn't use that as a checking value. Are these? Oh, I think the copper is actually like 3 times as expensive as the nails are. The screws. But, well. Were those the cables that were really well? Because I got a few more cables. Because these are 6 cables. That is pretty good. That is wholly not bad. Entirely such. And also, actually, if I do this, they're going to travel significantly faster. 120 resources. That's twice as fast. I am now getting stuff twice as fast. Which, you know, of course, doesn't take away from the fact that I'm also running out of things twice as fast. So, it's not just twice as much money, but it's still pretty nice. And I'm waiting for the pot to return. That's right. I'm gonna get up here for when the pod returns. Is it gonna do the thing again? Because I believe last time what it did was it kind of just it was there, but it only like faded into the existence. Maybe that's just. I wonder if I have my like performance settings on this game pretty low. When I should yawn. When I should actually perhaps have a few of them a bit higher. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe my graphics card isn't made for these types of shenanigans. Oh no, it's there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like the animations and everything. Badoom. I know it's just sitting there, menacingly. Boom. I have instantly cleared the obstacle
Milestone
clearing.
reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Yeah. That's right. I have an inflated pocket dimension. I bet you were jealous. And now I'm going to use these things to make biomass. Or biofuel instead of biomass. Because biofuel is very, very good. It's very, very good for my fuel. Practically, it's just gonna last longer, which is a good thing. And I mean, I guess that's actually exactly the thing that I would like for this, because they're gonna, I believe they're not only more energy dense, but like also in the production of them, you gain energy. Like, you know, the energy output of them. You know, it's better. Practically, it's just better. If you like boil it down to the core, it's just better. That's all you really need to know. So I am going to make it be goodly. Conveyor merger, and I need some pipes for that. Not pipes, not tubes, rods. Rods are the ones that I need. Unlike knots, which is in the name. That one was the highest of qualities, the bestest of jokes. Hello there, large creature with a bird head that makes noises of cars that don't want to start up. Let's see. Ah. I have a sudden itch. So I needed those plates for that's right, for the conveyor belts. Which, you know, again, that was perhaps not that useful because, you know, there's I have a bit of a limit on how fast I am receiving these. I'm gonna try it anyway. But it's not the most plentiful resource in my inventories. It's not the type of thing that I would say like, yeah, I am overflowing with these. It's more the type of thing that I would say like, are you sure? Can I like use literally anything else? And I'm like, no, and I'll be like, okay, I guess so. But not one of those things that I'd be like, yeah, let's do this because I have absolute faith in that. Not one of those. Oh. Then I need, because this one is currently producing solid fiobule. Okay, cool, that is a valid shape. It's shaped. As one of the wisest creatures in the history of the universe once said, shaped. So this one is producing leaves, which means that this one needs to produce out of wood. Boom. Would you look at that? That's a question. I'm asking you whether or not you would look at it. I am expecting an answer. So like for everyone that's watching the stream, or the video and like the VOD on YouTube, I would like a letter of you personally in my mailbox tomorrow about whether or not you would, or you know, whether or not you would look at that. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll be back again next week with fun facts. Today has been a special type of humor. A very, very special type of humor. I hope everyone's enjoying it as much as I am. Because I'm having a blast, as one might say. Okay, so I want enough conveyor belts. I think I had the structure of conveyor belts full, but not filled with the very good ones. Practically, I might actually want to look out for a. I want this because the plates. I think the plates are taking some time to fill up, and you know, kind of like I use them perhaps faster than that they are completed. So I'm thinking, should I, you know, improve on some of this? Because this thing is working 100% of the time, so maybe should I overpower this one? Overclock? Because I think that would have some... I was gonna say diverse, because averse and, you know, like the opposite of averse effects would be not diverse, which is what I realized, which is why I didn't say it, until I did say that I was gonna say it. But that's all logic. I'm going to put this in, then be a bit scared that it's going to overload the power system, but very happy apparently when I look at how little that has actually mattered. Because now I can kind of just put the bio burner that was lower, I can put that higher again. Ooh, I was scared for a second. You scared me. You big booty bish. You were make me scared. That not nice of you. But I can just turn this thing up now. And that is already above the capacity. Like above what I need. So, practically fabulous. Boom. I really wonder how this flying around and everything looks in like third person. Because it can't look like an entirely normal sort of movement. Just like, you know, like, because I am weeing through the sky. Not as in weeing on the floor, but it's like, wee! That sort of weeing. which is, you know, the not peeing one. Also, I love how peeing on the floor, you know, regardless of the fact that it isn't really a thing that people do, which is no different and not much confusing, regardless of the fact that it's still not really a thing that people do, it has become a certain sense of, like a certain sense of concept, even if it's just like one that doesn't actually come into practice. It's still, being on the floor is suddenly a thing that the internet talks about, which I'm not confused. It's the internet. Of course, that's one of the things everyone on the internet would be talking about. But also, it's such a magical thing how that is what the internet does some of the time. Of course, there's other things that are more or less magical, but this is one of the magical things that is, you know, at least medium spicy. But it's a funny one. Unless you don't like the idea of someone peeing on the floor. In which case, maybe you should make sure that they know that, because if people don't know that you don't like it when people pee on the floor, really, how are people gonna, you know, how are you gonna expect that everyone that comes into your house knows all of those rules that you put for them? You know, like, I'd kind of, at that point, I want to ask you, like, make sure that I know what you want me to know, because I'm not going to know things simply because you want me to know them. I'm going to know things because you tell me that I need to know them. It's as simple as that. And so simple it surely is. Okay, I need... Oh, what did I need again? It's not in here either. I needed like metallic staffs. Or some would call them rods, but you know, by now the word rod is just... Oh, wait. Good thing that I remember that. I need some of these. But frankly, if you call them iron rods, you're kind of just... You know, that's out of fashion by now. I've used it 3 times. And practically people want to hear new words. Like metallic staffs. Metallic staffs are fashionable and neat. You can easily use them at any party circumstance. And they're also portable if you carry them. So practically everyone just likes metallic staffs. Even the people that wouldn't like iron rods. Like, you can't say no to metallic staffs. Look at this. Look at this little baby. See, now it's going to be a bit easier to collect biological material, because I can cut down trees. Okay, I don't think I need to tune that sound down. It sounds like it might be a little loud, but it seems like the... Okay, maybe like a bit, but it seems like the audio levels, it's not like rising way above how loud I'm talking. So it's not a big problem necessarily. Though it might be a bit annoying if you're listening to it. Of course, if anyone's listening and they're like, wow, this sound is much too loud, this sound is much too quiet. For some reason, this confusing, like, not psychologist, what's the word? Idiot. I think idiot is a word for me. This random idiot is talking in the background, and I can't hear the chainsaw noises, so I can't communicate with my friends the chainsaws. You know, then of course I want to hear that. And then I'll see whether I care about it enough. But at least you can't say it. Because it's important to me that everyone can speak their feelings out loud. Which is not a joke. But it's also a thing that I did just put into the joke. As a thing that would make sense for the joke. See? It's funny. It's what I like to call comedicality. I'm one of those comedicals. Bam! Look at all that wood. All that wood traveling into the machine. And boom. All of it is traveling. Such much travelage. I bet you wish you could travel this fast. But no, this is my stuff. My stuff alone. Yeah. Surely it's impressive. But it's my impressive, not your impressive. Suck it. But not in an impolite or in indecent type of way. I just, it's a type of playful, competitive sense in which I say suck it. Now, this is really the big prize of them all. I forget where to... Do you make it in the... in here? Yeah. Oh, drat, I need reinforced iron plates. I need 2 rotors. Just things I haven't needed that much so far. Oh, and I have just... Actually, I can make more screws. So I can make the last reinforced iron plate that I need to make within my inventory. Within my inventory. Oh, yes, certainly so. Now you're gonna see some of the funnest stuff that you have ever seen in your live. Look at that. That door was acting slightly weird and suspicious. And those polygons have suddenly become a different amount of polygons. It doesn't look so good. But, look at that. I'm... Oh! I have less than 0 grip on this flooring, but... I'm in a tiny car. Look at that. I have to bend over, despite the fact that I am already sitting, to be able to be within the car, within the physical space of the car. That is the peak of human inventiveness. I think, for one, that this sort of stuff should be applauded. I think tomfoolery is at the foot of human nature. Also, it goes much better on the factory flooring. I think I said that, but it's look at this. I can just drive around. I can drive around the tiny little factory. Whoop. In my tiny, whiny little mini car. Ah! I have fallen. Okay. I'm back up. And then there's like a, ooh, it's like an inside reproduction of the rough terrains outside. I have once again got myself stuck. I appear to be not impeccable at driving it, perhaps. Or maybe it's just because I don't have enough space, because I mean, frankly, it's not a lot of space in here. A lot of the space that is in here is not actually in here, which makes it very difficult to drive because there isn't enough space out of the space that is in here. Thank you for listening to my PowerPoint presentation. Are there any more questions? What? Ah! Oh Lord, that is no grip. But that's also kind of funny. Oh Lord, You have no grip. But that's also kind of funny. See, if I were to tell you you didn't have any grip in first grade, you would be like, what in the world are you talking about? Why does this bear any sort of relevance to my life? How about I give you a fair speaking to? And I'd be like, those aren't words I'd expect out of the mouth of someone in first grade. And you'd be like, fair. But I don't know. And then everyone would look at each other and there'd just be confusion, like, is that really the entire bit? Should not think of anything better. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. But I tried. And trying is at the nature, or at the foot of all human inventiveness. Which I sure hope is true, because else I just told you something that made no sense at all. Then again, it wouldn't be the first time ever that I've, been telling stuff on stream that isn't factually alright. Because, I mean, they're jokes. They're not supposed to be factually right. If they were all factually right, they wouldn't be jokes. Which is kind of circle reasoning, but, you get what I mean, though, right? I didn't mean to do that. I have just gone from saying jokes are fun to accidentally saying that by making jokes I am giving wrong information, which makes it sound like a bad thing, but they're jokes. I sometimes I put myself in these types of corners that I'm not supposed to put myself in. Did those do a lot? I don't think those did a lot, did they? Did they do anything? Huh. I'm just gonna put some more flower petals in because I have plenty, because I want to find out how much they do. But it doesn't seem like they do an awful lot. If you know what I mean. But it's not... Oh, actually... Oh. Those are not bad. Those are actually pretty decent. Those are... actually pretty good, I think. Which I didn't expect. So this machine is running nicely. And I'm thinking of just going out and getting a bunch of wood for it. Because that would be nice. That wasn't supposed to be a pun. No pun intended. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get some fuel. Charming. What's an interesting fact that a lot of people either don't know or forget is that actually wood is dead. Like always, even if it's inside a tree. Sure, it's essential to the tree that it has enough wood to survive, but also it's dead matter. But bark is alive and leaves are alive as long as they are still on the tree, but most of the time, I suppose necrosis of bark and leaves is technically possible, but it's a fun fact that a lot of people forget, that actually wood in its natural state of being, even when part of a tree is dead, because else it would be bark or leaves, I suppose. And that being said, of course, don't go like cutting apart trees or anything if you don't have any sort of actual purpose for it, because trees are very much living beings that are very good for the ecosystem of the earth, and, well, practically, I'm not sure science agrees yet that they can feel pain. In fact, I think more and more people are starting to think it seems like they do, in fact, feel something along the lines of pain, whether that is an actual feeling like humans have it, or more of a chemical or electrical reaction. But it certainly doesn't seem like they like it. Except maybe BDSM trees, but that's a whole nother story. I'm trying to think, are there any more interesting facts that I know about trees? Because, like, I mean, I know, like, a bunch of biology about trees, but is that really... That was really the interesting thing, because, like, I can tell you, like, oh, it's, trees are plants and stuff, but I don't think people will be entirely surprised to hear those types of things. And I can tell you some things about, like, oh, actually, the fibers in wood are made of really long, stretched out cells, but maybe that doesn't mean that much to people. Like, I could very well tell you that with you know, that you need electromagnetic or I believe it's like you need electromagnetic force to generate Lorentz force, but that's not going to make a lot of people understand what I mean by either of those. Like, if you know it's science, sure, but then you probably already knew that. So, it's difficult to find fun facts that are actually fun and are actually facts, and that are actually the second part of fun. It's difficult to find fun facts that are both fun, and then also facts. Which is perhaps a bit of a fun fact. What is a fun fact is that by doing this in the game, I'm getting a lot of wood that I can use for a lot of things. Because, like, I have 18, well, I mean, wood and leaves. I have 1,800 leaves. And 37 power metals. Flower petals. That's actually surprisingly close. Flower petals and power metals. I didn't realize those two words were too close. Or that close. But interestingly enough, they are. Maybe that's only interesting to me, but I think it's funny. I can do this one. And then I think I'm going to return to my bases. That is my base. In the sense that it is the basis of the operations. In the sense that it is itself an operation, and therefore would fit as a part of the structure of operations as a basis, rather than simply as a physical creation, which is a base, which would then fit. No, it's like it's in the operations. It is a basis, rather than it is a base which has operations. Those types of words. The words in my mouth that become out of my mouth when I speak them. That. I hope that sounded smart. Because I wanted to make it sound smart. Though also it probably sounded pretty stupid. Okay, I'm gonna actually look I figure these are probably copyright free, but just in case, I'm not gonna get any of these because that would, in case they wouldn't be copyright free, that would be difficult. So I'm gonna be a bit practical about this, and I'm gonna say I would like to have these two wall-mounted power outlets are going to be useful. I guess I can have this one, but like you've seen before, you can practically just get stuff through the wall. A few of these might be interesting for the little car, because yes, I am absolutely going to make like specialized, that's the word. I am absolutely going to make specialized tracks for the little cars. But I'm not sure that's currently the most important thing. Like, you can make plenty of tracks without those. You can kind of just have fun with the rest, because there's plenty of other things. Then you can probably even place things in each other to make certain other things work like other things that they actually were before. Okay, I think these are kind of the favorites that I really want to work toward. These stairs are probably a useful thing to make sure I have as soon as possible. I don't currently have any printable coupons, which is difficult. Also, I am gonna try and remember after this session to look if I can at all improve on the visual settings, because this is I feel like this isn't how it's supposed to look. This feels you know, I feel like there's some kind of a polygon crusher that like removes part of the nodes and just makes it look, you know, doesn't exactly make it look nicer, but it's just there to make things run smoother, right? Also, I almost forgot, but I need to make a rotor thing. A thing for rotors. Which is why it's called a rotor thing. Incidentally. It happens to both be a thing for rotors and be called a rotor thing. Now, isn't that just lucky? Because it would be really stupid if it wasn't those combination of those two things. So, I need an assembler that uses the screws and the oh, hello there. I was confused. So a splitter here. That's good. Cool. It's a good thing that I kept my cool for a second there, because that could have turned out really badly. Luckily, I'm here. You don't have to worry about a single thing. Ooh, sorry. A little butterfly. A little bell. Oh, I don't have enough screws. Well, screw that. I was gonna say for a second, compared to the rest of the jokes I've made today, that was practically highbrow, but Actually, everything else was highbrow, too highbrow for its own humoristic good. So, you know, maybe that was actually the savior. Maybe that was actually the only thing that really mattered, and the only thing that could have possibly restored the universe to the way that it was supposed to be. Or it's just a really stupid joke. Oh, Lord. My clearances and clearances and mirrances. But practically, I think that my best option is going to be adding to the sizability, which is a term that exists despite the fact that the size is not actually an ability in this case. It's simply large. But you know, it's still a word. Well, I'm not sure you technically find it in a dictionary because I'm not sure it's technically a word. But for the sake of speaking, sure. Sounds good enough as a word for me. Oh Lord, the tree. It might be better if I got that down in the game. Because I can't cut it down in real life. Because this isn't real life. Ooh. Also, I have to run all around the whole place now to get back there. That was... I think I see perhaps a possible mission as to where make thing... That sentence fell apart halfway. You know, I might know a thing that I could make more smartuous. So let's yeah, like for real. And that should have the rod running through it. Look at that rod. Beautiful. Such a majestic creature. Also, this stuff is not running out of stuff, is it? I don't think it is, no. It's just full. Or it's like, I think it's slowly running out of stuff, but it's like balancing out pretty well. Which is a positive thing. In the sense that, you know, like it's not a huge shortage or anything. That would have been a problem. But it is not, because it is going good. I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to predict the future. And I'm going to say that I will actually need another line that comes off of this. So I'm going to make this here, and then I'm going to make a little storage container here, so that that can have a little line running into it. And then in case I need another line coming, that is definitely clipping. If I need another line coming out of this boy that is currently generating, that's not currently generating. I was so sure that it would be generating, but it was actually currently ungenerating, which is exactly not quite the same thing as what I hoped it would be. There. Now it is currently generating rotors for me, which is very good considering the fact that I could do with some rotors. And this thing, of course, is generating its usual things. Wow, such lexiconology. Brain big, word big, dick big, dictionary very big. My dictionary is the size of my house, which sounds like a joke. Sounds like a very great start to a joke. But, no, that's just true. I just have an insanely large dictionary. Which might surprise you, from how bad I am at saying human words like a real human. But that's just a cover. I'm disguising myself as a real human. See? And it works. Because people are always, they walk up to me and they're like, hey, hello there, real human. I am also a real human. I would like to have a human conversation with you, as fellow human. Good, thank you. Thank you for this human conversation. See you later. Which, you know, practically, I think that's a pretty solid proof that I'm a real human. Just saying. There's a lot of, I was gonna say a lot of large objects sticking into the sky, but that sounds ever so slightly phallic, perhaps. Look at this. I'm like the flying mechanic, but not a game mechanic. No, I'm a mechanism mechanic. In that I make mechanisms, but not game mechanisms, because those would be game mechanics. See? Boom. Brain mind blown. I have mind blown your brain. Cool. Also, there's a funny thing you can do with the vehicles in this game is you can give them paths. So I think I could say like, I'm gonna just mess around with that a bit. I'm gonna say like here. Then I'm gonna start recording. I got a room over there. I'll just do my quickest lap ever recorded of me in insane speed, excellent agility, beautiful. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna. Did I load it or do it? Did I do it correctly? I don't know if I did it correctly. Enable. I don't think I did it correctly. Maybe instead of pressing stop recording, I need to press oh, beautiful. Great. Very, very useful. I think, is that the thing that I need to do then to make sure that, okay, yeah. No, that doesn't exist anymore. So I think I might have figured out things that will help it be sensual. Sensual is a completely different thing from sensible, which is what I was trying to say. Cool. I did the same thing again. I was supposed to do the other thing. This is gonna be me messing around with this, driving up and down for like 10 minutes. And at the end, I'm just gonna say, I have. Why? Why do you do this? Okay, here. Look. Driving, driving, driving. 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 Look at that. Literally driving. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Did it just take a while to load? I am sorprendida. What the now? What is going on? There are no paths to load. I don't remember how to do this. I've gotten to work before, I'm sure of that. I'm just not smart enough to do it again. What was I gonna do again before I got distracted by this? Now I guess I can go check up on the production of biofuel. That's not a good thing. That is an unusual thing in the very fact. In the very fact that is the facts that you would need to know. If you would want to know those facts that are actually pretty factual. Lord. I might also need to... Stop poisoning me, Sky. As in not a person called Sky, but the Sky. Then again, the Sky... Well, I mean, with the disclaimer that it's not a person called Sky. It couldn't be a person called Sky, because that would, you know, that would intervene with my previous instructions, but... You know, die Luft. Let's see. Oh, could I just not afford it? Is that why I couldn't build that one? Kailum? I believe is the Latin. Maybe it's Kailus. Kaila. Oh lord, I don't remember that part. I remember a lot of Latin things, but not that specific one. Was I supposed to go? Yeah, I was supposed to get this stuff. Get this stuff, if you will. Did I do a thing that would make this thing better? I don't think I did. Oh wait, actually, conveyor belts would make this thing better, wouldn't they? Would they? Is that what? Is this? Yeah, this doesn't get enough into its gullet. So, this helps. Also, I guess there is more store building up because, yeah, because this has been getting fuller than this has been getting empty. Oh wait, also, customization menu. I'm gonna make a custom swatch. Look at that. Boom. And how much was it? Save it. Is this good? Boom. Look at that. I love it. Nice and gay. Just gay. Is this? I think it saves like the separate parts. So gay and gay too. Boom. 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 Now everything's gonna be gay. Oh, I did not expect everything to already be becoming gay. I thought it would be a gradual process where it would paint things. So this is a surprise, but I mean, it is brighter. It's not prettier. It's definitely very bright. In a way that might not be the prettiest way, but Also, it, it is very bright. And bright is what people bright all the time. I read that in a book once. The smart people read books, so I'm a smart person now. See, it all comes together into one perfectly logical explanation. Practically all that you could wish for. This one probably doesn't have any overflow, does it? This one doesn't have any overflow. Like, it has overflow, but this is the bottleneck, not this. And then this. I might actually have an idea for how to do things a bit better. Like that. Look at that. It's suddenly not super bright. It's a bit more, you know, I wouldn't call it timid, but more reserved. These walls are just naturally brighter, or is that because they use a different thing? I might want to make them a bit darker still. Yeah, I'm not sure those use the same swatch. Swatch is a funny word. I like swatch. I love swatching all the time. So it does sound like it's something to do with painting, doesn't it? Hello there. I would very much appreciate it if you would not murder me. Thank. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Gracias. I guess muchas gracias, but I'm not sure now. I have made myself no bueno sure. By which I mean bueno sure, but then unlike that. I didn't have the door yet. No, yeah. Okay, I am going to make a racetrack because I love to do vroom vroom. Look at all this space below here. You can do two things. You can either make a factory and produce all the sort of things that, you know, you're supposed to produce because the game is telling you to produce them. Or you can make a big racetrack that really isn't going to help you all that much, but it's going to help you have fun. And I think by now you probably realize which of the two I'm going for. You know, perhaps because of the fact that I have said it a multitude of times. Or at least sneakily hint toward it. Hinted toward it. Okay, that might not actually fit at all, or even nearly. I'm gonna see if I can make that line up well. I think that actually works pretty decently. Like this. Oh, yeah. And then I make this foundation a bit longer. Oh, that's too longer. I'm gonna need to think about how I do that then. But like, look at this. With a bit of clever engineering, you are now able to go here. It's just the problem that if you go a bit too much to the right, you go here, into the side of it. Yeah. I love playing with these little vehicles, these little cars. You can just zip around. That is right on the edge. That is like dangerous levels of on the edge. It's not haha anymore. It's like, whoa. That's the moment that you realize, like, if I take one more step there, my testicles will surely fall off the edge. And if that happens, surely the rest will follow. And then, of course, you know, part of the world's population will realize, oh, wait, I don't have testicles. Which, lucky you. In certain ways. But at least your testicles aren't going to fall off the side, regardless of whether or not you are, which perhaps in a certain way is considerable lucky. So cool. Did I not have a lot of plates? I can get a few more plates. Boom. So we'll get up there and get back over there right now. Oh! I really wonder if anyone is surprised that happened. I mean, it is me. So how surprised can you really be about that sort of a thing happening? Well, I don't think you have the right to be surprised. If you were surprised, you need to give it back right now. It's just me falling over the edge. It's practically the only thing that is, you know, predictable to always happen in some form. Is me falling over the edge. And then, of course, specifically for the second time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little track. It's not going to be too much special. This is just going to be the first track of this whole world. I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit of fun. It's not going to be, you know, no highbrow literature, sort of like, oh, look at that. If you look by the side of the track, you see Ulysses brandishing a sword, which is interesting because of Ulysses and a brandishing sword. Wait, oh, I can build. How did that work again? There's build modes. Is this there? Build mode, zoop. Look at that zoopage. They really have some beautiful words in this game. I love zoop. I love swatch. There's just some beautiful things going on. Gonna make one there, and then one there, and then here are you. Ah! No! That was not healthy for my liver. Also, I'm gonna make a little ramp because, well, I think I've proven that a little ramp here is good for me, so that I can stop needing to run all the way one way and then back every single time that of my life. I don't know. Whoop. Oh. I was just having fun. And then everything decides to break on me. How typical. Oh, no, that's... I'm supposed to do this one. Up, default. Maybe I'll just make a little thing this. I think that, yeah. That ends up perfectly fine. Look at this. It's a little racetrack. And I'm probably still going to add some walls because there's definitely some points in here that you're going to fall over the edge a lot of times if I don't do that. But, you know, it's fun. I like driving around like this. I'm probably going to drive around the little racetracks that I build a lot because I just like it. It's just so goofy, but also still a lot of fun. Whee! Oh, that looks interesting. What is it going to do again? Oh yeah, the bar grid is broken. This one does no longer have any fuel. Which, I was going to say for a second, that's not my problem, but that actually is very much my problem. That is a problem that belongs absolutely to me. In fact, I wouldn't wish that it was one of my problems, and yet still, it is. So, you know, that's not in my in my favor, as it were. But I guess that's just solved then. Cool. Excellent. In fact, impervious. Despite the fact that that is not actually that sensical of a word in this scenario, but okay. I think I'm probably going to leave it off here. Maybe do like one last lap of the racetrack while I do the outro, because I've done a bunch of stuff today. I've also very much forgotten. I just realized I was going for jump pads. Maybe I think jump pads are actually the last thing before I have to start building the space elevator, because the space elevator is the thing that I'm kind of doing all of this for. In the end, yeah, jump pads are the first thing that I need before I need to complete the first phase of the space elevator. And the space elevator is actually pretty dang cool. So I'm gonna complete the stuff with the jump pads for a second. Supposing that I already have all of the required rotors, which is a very big if. But if I do, of course, that would be perfect. Fingers crossed. Nah, very much no, it would appear. Also, I can definitely make some things faster here. I should probably look if I can make the things a bit faster. I know that 3 seconds ago I said I was going to probably leave the episode here, but on the other hand, I could probably make things a bit faster. Even if it's just so that I feel better about it. That was not what I was supposed to do. But that is, look at that, like a, ooh, wow. Like an action movie, all of it. All of them walk through the hall, and then suddenly they turn, and they're like, ooh, look at this movement, look at this action, look at all of this going on. And I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? And I'm like, ooh, look at this movement, look at this sexy positioning. And I'm like, what? I just won't stop. Self-indulgent, I suppose. But, yeah. But all of this seems to be going perfectly fine. So I guess I'm gonna see if I can craft some rotors myself. I am somewhat of a rotor myself. Okay, I can craft one whole rotor for myself. Isn't that impressive? Yeah, no, indeed, it's not. But it could have been impressive. You know, it just depends on a person's opinion and perspective on what is impressive. So it's not my fault. It's your fault that it's not impressive. Look how the table. Simply the table. Oh, really? That's so rude. Yeah, okay. Okay, sure, you say so. Oh, okay. There. Now I have enough space. Is that good enough for you? Does that satiate your need to blemish me? Okay, cool. I guess because iron rods only take one, I could actually just make more iron rods, which would make it work much better. But on the other hand, what if I wouldn't? Well, I mean, I guess I've just experienced what would if I wouldn't. So, I guess it's not really a big what. It's just, it's things to say. Because the iron rods, because they stack for 200, I can actually have those if I would transform all of my stuff, all of my iron, into iron rods. I can have 2 times as many in my inventory as I would otherwise. I've accidentally dropped things through the floor, haven't I? I've also just realized I don't need this much iron right now. I just need a few rotors. And rotors don't need that much. Like, I mean, they need a decent amount of screws, which screws me over every time, but, you know, still, they don't need that many. There's like a limit to how many they need. Like 7. More than 7. They need more than 7. Do they need more than 7? Let's see, I haven't done the math. I think that's more than 7. But in reality, aren't the numbers just a way to hide our real faces? Because in the end, does it really matter what number the rotors has if you can also look at whether the rotor is good or bad? I mean, you answer that one for me. I've done all the philosophy today. I think it's time for someone else to kick in at this point. I think someone else can perhaps participate in the task that I have set upon myself to do today. To do today at Talutale. Okay. I guess I don't know, it's not the most exciting thing for me to build more rotors, but my machines are also not working incredibly fastidiously. Are they? Or maybe I'm just too impatient, but that sounds like a me problem. So, because is there any bottlenecks that I can... Long term, I think the screws are actually the problem. But there's no bottleneck for this. I think... Yeah, the screws just need more iron rods than they're getting. So, I would need to make more iron rods. For which I can ask myself the question, what do I need to make more iron rods? And it seems like a valid answer would very much be overclock, which is not as simple as I wish it were. Power slugs. I believe it also always does like a weird thing where it actually... Maybe they fix that. Oh, I do want to take my little car, lest I accidentally leave my little car. Taking is for the purpose of not accidentally leaving, I suppose, in a certain sense. Whoop. I could make a little thing up to there, but for now I wonder if that's my best option. So that one is not the one. That is not the one that's good because it's bad. Because it will poison me. Which actually begs the question, why doesn't it poison it? Or like, why isn't it poisoned? Is it a super slug? Is it one of them slugs that has mutated to live in the most barren circumstances in the whole wide world, that you couldn't get off your leg with a shovel, despite the fact that it's not on your leg, and that a shovel isn't actually the most, you know, like, you don't think like, I need to get this thing off my leg, let's get a shovel, right? You know, but like... But just, you know, slugs that live in barren circumstances. Oh, the one that's under the ground. There can be slugs under the ground, and then it's difficult because they are under the ground. Yeah, I think I'm seeing some movement there when I jump up, which would mean that I would need to go down to actually get closer to it. Oh, Lord. No, lordy-o-loo. What's going on with you? Ah! Whoop. Whee! I could have done that much easier, couldn't I? Oh, hi. You are not nice. Please, be a bit nicer. Yeah, there's no power slugs that are very close. Arg. Arg. This is frustrational for me, because I am now having a problem with not having enough of them. Arg. I'm like a pirate. I say arg. I thought for a second that was something that was going to murderize me, but actually, in reality, it was not one of them things. It was unlike one of those. It was more like one of these. There seem to be a lot of slugs that are unlikely to reach places. Is this gonna be nice? Is this slug gonna be nice? Please, slug. I just need... Oh. It is probably somewhere high up on or in the Rock Mountain. Ooh. That is unfortunate. I don't like that that is what went on. That is not the goodest. Oh, I might need to reload. Oh, no. I have obtained myself within usually a vegetable conserved inside a type of liquid with a high acid value, also known as a pickle, or a pickled vegetable, of course. This episode might actually become a little longer than I was at first. You know, when I said 20 minutes ago that I was almost going to leave it off, maybe it's going to be a little longer than that. Well, I mean, I tried to end it, but oh gosh, now I might need to Fortnite a bit. Kids, this is how we did it back in the day, when Fortnite. Look, Ram. Actually, I'm going to Zoop. Whoop. Zoop. Look at all that zoopage. Boom. This game was actually the original Fortnite. Freddy Fazbear in Fortnite. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, hello there, little snail. I'm going to pick you up off the tree. You were too far. Stop being so mean, you mean being thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, you would think so. They thought so. Oh, it definitely thought so. Oh God, I'm not sure I'm in a better position than I was 3 seconds ago. I just might prefer loading. How long ago was this? Oh Lord. Oh, that's not good, is it? I might not have had a yellow snail yet either. Oh, loogie noogie shoogie. Oh, ling and jongen schnooden hooden. That is unfortunate. And from one of the sporadic and slightly spastic movements that I have produced with my hands when I was in distress, bacon. Bacon agaric. With one of the spastic movements, I have apparently pained my finger. Which is... Oh! Can you stop doing those types of things? No, I'm gonna need to reload again. Yeah. Okay, do it. Well, for some reason my caps lock is on. Which probably is some reason that has to do with the fact that I made very interesting movements with my keyboard when I was in distress. Under duress, as one might say. Or caught in duress. Something like that. Anyway. Bacon! I'm going to get my bacon. Something about a secret spy. I'm secret and also a spy. I am... Oh, you are... Oh, no. Don't let this sort of thing happen again. Okay, come here, buddy. Come over here. Yeah. Ah, no! No. I had such a good plan. And then you just... Tree? Tree seems like a good weapon. Oh! Oh, no. I'm just gonna collect it. Okay. Those are the things, are like those, and there's more similar things that cause the hallucinations. The audio things that you hear when you hear audio things that tell you that your family has died and more things to get you to pick them up. So I'm really not sure that it's a good thing that I'm picking them up. But, well, why would you flirt with danger? Because I think by this point I've got a date. Hi! I will cede to the argument that I make very interesting sounds when I feel threatened. But that is simply because it's my defensive mechanism. Rapid expulsion of air from the lungs. I was being really smart. But for a second I wasn't sure that I was being as smart as I figured that I was being, and I hoped that I was being. So I made a noise. That's not my fault. It's a human flaw. Not everyone can be perfect. Like David Attenborough. David Attenborough is pretty cool. But unfortunately, not everyone can be David Attenborough. That would also be very confusing if the whole world was filled with just David Attenborough. 500 times over. Well, I suppose 5 billion times over, actually. It will be a very interesting world. Very confusing, but a very interesting world. And I mean, there's worse people for the whole world to be filled with. Anyway, now that I have shared my philosophy on a world filled with David Attenborough, is this where I was supposed to be? Is this... Oh, that is with the boy. Hello, boy. Okay, that has dampened my food by a slight amount. You know, I really don't think they intended for anyone to be here by being stupid. And especially not for someone to get here by being stupid, then die here by being stupid, and then go back here because of reasons of being stupid. I am also going to manual save. Boom! Look at that, like a... Ooh. I don't know how far I can jump with the amount of health that I have, but surely that's fine. It's a good thing that I have the power of David Attenborough and fun biology facts by my side. Somehow today seems to have had a bit of a theme of biology. That's not a fortunate jump for me to have to make. I'm gonna save just for a second. I don't even know if I'm gonna survive it if I touch down at this sort of a rate. Oh, that's not good. Oh. 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 That was not good. Just in case you were wondering, that was not good. Oh Lord, it's gonna have to load. Okay. Wow. That was... Ooh. Ooh. That was really, really close. Oh no, I should have rested a bit longer, because I'm hearing evil sounds. Is there, I can't scan for evil sounds. Oh lord. It's not on there either. Now I've accidentally scanned for limestone. So 100 nodes are gonna show up. This game really is more difficult in pacifist mode, isn't it? I think practically by the time I'm back home, I think I have accidentally screamed and sang a whole musical with at least 7 different musical genres. It's not a bad musical either. It's gonna be a surprising musical. It's gonna be one of those things that, like, you know, like everyone writes in the paper about, and they say like you will be surprised. You have never seen something quite like this. But it's not bad. It's not in a... It isn't bad. It's surprising. It will change your perspective. Your whole look on the world will suddenly be different because of scared noises and because of you know, all of the various sonations that my vocal cords decide to produce on instances where perhaps I am not the most spacious of time for the amount of thinking that I need to do. Those times where perhaps I am under certain time constraints that, you know, are a little overly hopeful. Those types of moments. Okay. Oh, this was Fortnite moment. That's right. Kids back in the day, Fortnite. And then I'm gonna zoop it. Boom. Do you figure they have zoop mode in Fortnite, or are they just... Could they not be bothered? Also known as they were too scared. Yeah, I figured as much. I figured that would be the common consensus in this situation. So practically now I gotta save my game, make sure that I don't accidentally become no longer living. Because living is actually one of the things that helps me not be dead. Hi. You don't look like a thing that likes it if I am live. But please, stop stopping me from living. I'm sure we can reach an agreement, the two of us. 'Cause we're not so different, you and I. I'm certain that in the end our goals are almost the same, just in a different form. Anyway, I have got what I want. Now I'm going to tell you, heck off. I have what I want, you have nothing. Zilch for you, 1 for me. I win. You, underdeveloped anus. That's one might have expected that I would say, if they know me only too well. They would need to know me very well, actually. They would know me real well. So after about a half an hour of additional time, I think we're gonna arrive back at the base. And, I mean, you know, frankly, I think we are gonna find that there is suddenly, for some reason, and I can't put my finger on why in the world that would be, that suddenly we will experience an increase in the amount of rotors that will be waiting for us back at home. You know, for like reasons of magic. It's probably magic. I heard a fairy flutter by my ear, powered by farts, flying by farts. And I realized this is a fairy that has created rotors that will now be waiting back at home, even though it's inexplicable how they did it. It is truly, it is truly, it is truly magical how all of this suddenly becomes literally magical. But it's happened. You know, it has happened. I'm pretty sure of that. Whether it will be enough, I don't know yet. Why are you asking me all these things? But it might just be. Or it just might be. Depending on, you know, how you might say it. But practically, I don't know, it's pretty good so far, right? Also, I have a bunch of things to now add to these machineries. However, perhaps it is best for me to first... Nope, it's not best. Because that is going to take a long time. I am going to take the biofuel and make sure that all my machines are running. And then I'm going to make all of it work perfectly fine. Like this. And then I'm gonna... Should I put the right materials in there? I guess I can put the materials in there, but I still need to like put all of this... I do still need to put all of this biomass in here. I think it might actually be a good idea to... Oh wait, I was actually working on that apparently. Apparently I was very much working on that. I'm almost done with it, but then I got distracted. So, powery slugs. Oh, I don't have enough rotors and enough cables. I need to plug it into my computer screen. I need to plug the power... I need to plug this slug into my computer. Help, help. My computer is broken. Why? What happened? Well, I was plugging this slug into my Okay, you can stop right there. I think I know the sort of thing that might have happened. The slug exploded. You started dancing, which is an inexplicable sort of side effect. Really? Huh. Which is an inexplicable sort of side effect of plugging a slug into your computer. I don't know how it could ever happen, but it's... For some reason you start dancing. I don't know. It's not my fault. Just, you know, bear with me here. Because what happened was that slug became your liver. I'm not sure David Attenborough would be impressed with my... I think he should be. I don't know why I've been talking about David Attenborough so much today. David Attenborough is pretty cool, but there is very little that connects what I'm doing to David Attenborough. I will concede that is how it is. There's not so much that this and David Attenborough have in common, except oh wait, Oh, they're right on there. Okay, I see how it is. I mean, oh, manly scream. Very raw. I'm like a bear. I'm like a manly bear. You know, despite the fact that I'm also a woman, but yeah, yeah. Ooh, power shard. I was supposed to be making rotors. Wow. Don't screw with me. I really wonder, is there subconsciously a language that my brain has created out of these weird sounds that other people are just confused by? Is there secretly something that, like, if I hear this stream back, I'll know all sorts of, like, almost, like, second layer information that you could not find out as a normal human? You'd need to have a stupid brain like my genius brain, and you need to listen to it, and you're like it's like, oh wow, a treasure, really? Where? My anus? That's so cool. There's no, please don't go looking for that. But, like, you know, do you think that's how it works? Hello. Like, that feels, you know, perhaps too easy, but also, you know, it's like a substructure. Like how Wi-Fi works. Because, wait, no, is it Wi-Fi that, maybe it's not Wi-Fi that I'm thinking of. I think it's radios, actually, that I'm thinking of. They have like a big structure and a small structure, and in the big wavelength, the small wavelength is, this sounds like it's really, really stupid, like I'm just some kind of a sci-fi writer, but, like, you know, I've had discussed stuff in school. I know how this works. I'm just not, I'm not explaining it perhaps in the best way that I could possibly. But practically, it's like the primary structure, the secondary structure. I believe that's what they're technically called. Like, you have the primary structure, which is the actual frequency of radio that you're looking at, which is, you know, how different radio stations can be separated, or, like, you know, you can, like, know which one you're listening to. And then you have, like, a smaller structure, the secondary structure underneath that, which is actually the data that is being sent, which is in the form of sounds. I don't know, honestly, if they use, like, a kind of a type of file format sort of thing that we would recognize these days, or if it's completely different. Like, there's plenty of things that don't exist anymore. Or maybe actually, no, I figure the radio would need to, like, understand it, so I suppose it would need to be a normalized thing. Anyway, now that I have said all of the words in the world that will confuse everybody, I make them think that either I am smart or stupid, or both. Well, time to get the jump ads.
Milestone reached. Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
I thought for a second when it said aimed at factory, I thought, like, what? There are cannons, buildings that are aimed at my factory and they're going to destroy it? Then I remember that that's not the type of game that this is. So, practically, for the next things, I need the space elevator, which it seems like a perfect first goal to start working on the next time that I open up this game and stream. So, I think I'm gonna leave it off here then, indeed, after you know, after I've been meaning to do that for almost, no, that's like 45 minutes. So practically what I want to say, you know, what are the things that we say again? Well, I hope to see you in the next video. Of course, if you're in the Twitch, go check out the YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, go check out the Twitch. The link should be in both of like the description like things. So, you know, you should be able to find them. Press all the funny buttons. They're even funnier than the substructures that are hidden in all of my random squeaks and squeals, which are interestingly, those are both words for the type of things. It feels like a weird type of thing, but I don't know, for some reason my brain thinks that's weird. But you know, they're even funnier than that. And yeah, I suppose just hope to see you in the next stream or VOD. Bye bye. Auf Wiedertschüss. Hasta luego. Etc. Bye.